I am doing this video today for those of you who are waiting on the transplant list. If you don't already know my story, I had a double lung transplant in 2010. And when I was waiting on the list, I was in a wheelchair with oxygen 24/7 or in bed with a BiPAP on. So quality of life for me was not at its best, let's say that. Finding things that I could do with my limited physical capacity was really hard. I've made a list of the top 10 things that you can do while waiting on the transplant list. I should also mention that when you're waiting on the list, everyone's completely different. Some people actually can work all the way up until they get the call, while others are more towards where I was at. So whatever works for you. For me, my journal while waiting on the list was like the soccer ball with the handprint on it from Castaway, Mr. Wilson. I think it was Mr. Wilson. Was it Mr. Wilson? Makes me sound really sad. Keeping a journal really helped me because it was a way that I could express my thoughts, my frustrations, and document the whole experience. When people came over, it became quite a social thing, and it required like minimal amount of energy. They actually were really good for my mind as well, because a lot of board games you actually have to think. It is time to get those DVDs out and download that Netflix, because movies are a lifesaver. Go to IMDb, they have the top 250 movies voted by the public. Try and tick them all off just for something to do. There is one other major benefit of watching movies, and that is the perfect excuse to eat popcorn. I recommend doing absolutely anything that clears your mind. For me personally, it's taking hot bubble baths, lighting smelly candles, sitting in the sun for 5 minutes each day, and doing adult colouring in books. All of these clear my mind, relax me, and put me in a really good place. Listening to music each day really keeps your spirits up, and you know, if you're not fussed about what type of music you listen to, just chuck the radio on. It's really simple. I find having an upbeat playlist really helps. Just chuck in your earphones and off you go. Although just be mindful, if you're listening to sad, depressing, emo songs every day, you're probably going to end up a sad emo. Why would you want to do exercise when you feel like shit? Keeping muscle tone is actually really important for a number of reasons, but particularly, Even so, well, how did you do exercise, Lauren, when you were in a bed? Well, I got this. A can of tomatoes will do, and I just did these things. It sucks. If you're anything like me, you'll hate it, but you will be happy you did it for yourself. For me, at times I felt like, what am I doing? Why am I here? What's going on? So I made a list of all the things that I wanted to do post-transplant, and that really helped me keep focus. The types of things I wrote in there were big things like going overseas, going to Disneyland, to really small things like having a beer with my pop down at the RSL. The longer the list and the more specific it is, the absolute better. Gratitude journal is a journal where at the end of every day you write down 3 things that you're grateful for. It can be really simple things like, my carer picked up my socks. You know, some days you're going to think there is nothing I am grateful for, but there always is. Give yourself little goals that are going to help. It might be to complete a video game, to make it to a friend's birthday party. Or if you're more crafty, it might be to finish a scrapbook, to knit a scarf. If you were lucky enough to have a pet, keep them around as close to you as possible, because they reduce anxiety a lot, and they're like your best friends, aren't you? And they're just adorably cute, and why wouldn't you want to have that around? Bye everybody! That was my top 10 things you can do at home while waiting on the transplant list. If you have something you'd like to add, please comment below and let me know, because I'd love to read it. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel just by clicking the little box wherever it is. And just a shout out to everyone at home waiting on the transplant list who is watching this.